Hey, what is going on, my friends, and welcome back to another video on the Honest Analysis series. Well, as promised, we are bringing 3 new cryptos to the channel this week, and we are on number 3. In today's video, we will be going over GMR. Now, this is going to be one that has been absolutely blowing up. People are so excited about it. It is personally, to me, it's just so cool. And so with that, I'm super excited to bring it to you all because I really think you will enjoy it. Now, for all of you new viewers out there, I will let you know that I do have a Patreon. So if you do want early access to all of these videos, if you want access to all the notes and research I do for these videos, as well as the trades I make, access to my investment portfolios, and much more, go down to the link in the description, check it out, and let me know what you think. Also, if you are looking to expand out into a new brokerage or start your own investment journey, I highly recommend using the referral link down below. It'll bring you over to Webull. Whenever you sign up, create an account, and deposit $100, you will get 2 free stocks valued all the way up to $1,850. But with that being said, let's go ahead, let's jump over to it, and let's check this thing out. So as you can see here, automatically that this is just a super beautiful, super appealing website. It is a crypto made by gamers for gamers, so it is pretty easy to expect that we would see some pretty sick pictures. Now, I don't believe that they created these pictures here, but I'm sure that they did some type of licensing, and even with that being said, absolutely just phenomenal overall design. I like kind of like the shield look, I like the way in which they made their logo, and I really like the effort that was put into this, because I think even whenever you can tell that there's some clear effort being applied to something like the website, it just, in my opinion, it enhances confidence, right? Because if you immediately say you're gonna go buy like a pair of shoes, and you go to a website and it's super sketchy, right? No one's gonna want to buy those shoes off a super sketchy website because it's a super sketchy website, right? And so who would realistically want to invest into a company or a crypto with a super sketchy website? So the fact that they clearly put a lot of effort into it, they've put a lot of time and design into it, I'm a big fan of that. So what we're going to do, we're going to talk about what this does, we're going to talk, or what exactly it is, we're going to talk about what the tokenomics are, some price chartings, we'll go over what some news around it have been recently, and we'll get a big idea of what exactly GMR is all about. So with that being said, before we do get into this, I do want to let you know, listen, I am not a financial advisor, and cryptos of this size are the most risky investments that you can possibly make in the entire world. Okay, so if you are going to go into something like this, please understand that these are the most risky, and you are just as likely to lose your money as you are to make money. Okay, so that being said, let's go ahead and let's get straight into it, shall we? So this is going to be an OP crypto token for gamers. We aim to bring the gaming community, content creators, and game developers together with our token. The longer you hold GMR, the more GMR you will gain for free. Be sure to read the plan. It's worth the read. So what we're going to go ahead and do, we're going to do just that. We're going to get an idea of what their plans are, and then we'll jump into the tokenomics afterwards, so definitely stick around. So first and foremost, they are going to focus on our very little fun aspect of the crypto world that's coming around right now, being NFTs. Now, it says here that content creators, game developers, and gaming platforms will be able to create, showcase, and sell personal NFTs on our platform. Converting clips, etc. into NFTs will be able with just a few clicks. A non-fungible token is a unit of data stored on a digital ledger called a blockchain. This certifies a digital asset to be unique and therefore not interchangeable. NFTs can be used to represent items such as photos, videos, audio, and other types of digital files. So for those of you who don't necessarily know what NFTs are, they're something that are just absolutely blowing up right now. And going forward, I'm really expecting them to hold a very solid, piece of the crypto world in general. Now, so whenever it comes to the Gamer Vault, what's their game plan and how are they going to go about it? Well, the Gamer Vault will be a place for everyone. You will be able to create your own profile, follow your favorite game categories, follow your favorite content creators and channels, support streamers and creators directly using GMR, enter competitions and tournaments. There will also be leaderboards with profiles, a GMR lottery, live stream integrations, and much more. Everything you can think of when it comes to gaming, that whenever you think of all of the different services that something such as Twitch and all of those other streaming services, they are trying to put it all into one and then introduce NFTs and crypto for the most part. Now, when it comes to tournaments and competitions, which I think would be pretty big if they can get this thing off the ground. It says here that GMR Finance will be hosting a huge selection of tournaments and competitions across all gaming categories and platforms to win prizes of up to $20,000. You can take on your favorite creators with a competitive edge. Platform battles will also be a thing. Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, who wins, that's pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. Now, whenever it comes to this lottery that we were talking about, you will be able to purchase GMR lottery tickets with GMR to potentially win huge GMR prizes. This will also have a burn feature, reducing our total supply, which I like. Of course, limiting that supply is going to help with the price in the long run. They have already started talking to streamers, YouTubers, and developers, and then their platform partnerships are also under revision. Now, the next step is going to be holding GMR will give gamers access to discounted keys for all platforms such as Xbox, PlayStation, Steam, Amazon, and more. So I think think that's going to be super appealing to many of those people who do play a lot of Xbox, play a lot of PlayStation. I know personally, whenever I was super set and playing Xbox and playing Rust and everything on my PC all the time, like any type of anything like that, like discounted keys, I'd be all down for it, and I'd do whatever it took to get those. So I know that's going to definitely be super appealing. And then last but not least, the Gamer Vault will be packed with extra features for anyone adding to the liquidity pool. Remember, your pool can be withdrawn at any time. So as you can see, there is a lot going on with GMR. They have many different aspects of the company within itself, and GMR will basically be the native cryptocurrency token that will fuel the entire project, right? Whether you're making donations to streamers or getting the lottery tickets, or whether you're doing any of that, GMR is going to be what is going to create this overall economy. So whenever we think about what exactly else is going on, let's talk about the tokenomics. Let's get an idea of how this is all going to work and what we can expect from the token itself going into the future. So as we have seen much recently, there is a 10% tax, which would be your typical tax that we have seen whenever people do implement the reflection process itself. 5% of that is going to go back to holders, 3% of that will be burned, and 2% of that will be put directly into liquidity. Now, 1 quadrillion is the total supply, which is normal. It's still a lot in my opinion, but the good thing that we can see here is that 50% burn on launch, so that's of course going to be beneficial. Of course, only 5% was reserved for the development and marketing. 5% was reserved for content creators, tournaments, giveaways, and the Gamer Vault. There will also be manual burns from reflections at a certain milestones. The liquidity pool, it will be locked on Unicrypt, which is of course a good thing, as we don't want to see that get tampered with at all. The contractors are announced, which of course just adds some investor confidence. People aren't going to be as worried about there being some type of big rug pull. The contract is verified on BSC scan, which is of course just going to provide some more credibility. And then there was not 1, but 2 security audits passed. So there's a lot going on with this, but they're starting to meet a lot of the milestones that we need them to reach, right? This is a pretty typical process from the beginning that we have seen for many of these new cryptos recently. So I wouldn't say that there's anything, with the tokenomics itself too special. The 50% burn on launch definitely is nice in my opinion. I do like to see a lot of that get burned, but just because we need to limit that supply down a little bit, right? But with that being said, we can go ahead, we can see exactly what they have planned coming up, which would of course be super beneficial to them. Then we will take a look at the audits to just get an idea if there's anything important that we need to keep an eye on. So as you can see, this month coming up, we did the contract creation. We saw that happen already, which was great. Token presale code audits, which we did see as well. They were listed on CoinMarketCap actually yesterday, and we saw this price absolutely fly. And then they're looking to get listed on CoinGecko, which I'm not 100% sure if that has happened yet. I know it could be any minute now. So Q2 2021, what are we expecting coming forward? The Gamer Vault shall launch, which I'm super duper excited about. There'll be live CEO AMAs weekly, and we have already started to see that happen. As you can see here, he is fully transparent and fully clear with who he is, which is absolutely phenomenal. Of course, I think that these new projects, that's something that is important. It's not essential, but it's definitely important, just because I think it provides people with a sense of security knowing who's running this thing. There's actually a stream starting in about 20 minutes, which I'm probably going to jump on to go see what's going on. And I'll update you guys if there's any important information from that. But him doing that, I think him interacting with the community will, of course, be fantastic. As you can see here, they will be focused on community building, which I think the AMAs would definitely contribute to. There will be a community champions onboarding and then a merch marketplace launch. And if the merch looks anything as sick as all of these do, I'm definitely copping some. Who knows? Maybe I'll wear some GMR merch in these GMR videos. So after that, going into Q3 2021, there's going to be development. Of course, we'll see the first class influencer applications and then first class influencer onboarding, and then the NFT platform will launch itself. This is kind of when everything will really get going for them, and I think this is when we will really see a lot of popularity within them, as the overall gaming community will likely find this to be super interesting in my opinion. So after that, of course, there will be virtual launch events, as the live events cannot happen right now with the pandemic, but hopefully we do see that start to be able to be a possibility in the future as vaccines roll out, everything like that. Then very last, coming up on Q4 of 2021, towards the end of the year, the lottery will launch. There'll be more partnerships. The Gamer Vault app will be developed, which I'm excited about. And then there will be also tournament applications. Maybe, who knows, maybe I'll go jump on the controller and I'll try to, get good at games, which I'm absolutely terrible. So you don't want me on your team, so don't ask. But with that being said, they have a lot going for them. Okay. One thing I will say is that we have to be wary, right? This all looks great. This all looks absolutely fantastic. And I'm super excited to see exactly how they're going to pull this all off. Okay. But one thing I do want to say is that this is still speculative, okay? I truly think that this could be legitimate and that they could have all of these different milestones that they're going to reach. I've spoken to the owner myself just to kind of get a little bit more information. And with that, it does seem to be very legitimate. The owner's very clear. The CEO, he's very clear, very transparent with everyone. But again, this is all still speculative, right? Until we can clearly start to see some things such as the GMR Vault get launched, until we can start to see, the onboarding going on and the NFT platform launch. And once we truly can see all these processes in effect, this is still all speculative, okay? So one thing I always say is just be super careful, right? It's nice to be in early, but you don't want to be into something that says we're going to do all this when they really don't have the intentions to do so. And that's something I always warn people. It's nothing against GMR, but what I will say is, of course, we just need to be careful until we can see what's going on behind the scenes and we can see all of this truly being developed. So with that being said, now that we've kind of talked about security a little bit, let's go ahead, let's jump into some of these audits and just see what all they have gotten. So they did get an audit from Solidity Finance, and then they also got one from TechRate, which TechRate is a bigger auditing company, which I'm super excited about, and which we will go over really quickly here. So as we can see here, it did say that they passed the audit, which is of course always a great thing. And as we can see here, whenever it comes to all of these, that the majority of their statuses say pass. Now it says here that there are low issues with the DOS with block gas limit, which isn't a super big problem, but for the most part we can see like things such as, let's go down here, malicious event log was passed, arithmetic accuracy was passed, design logic passed, fallback function security passed. So there is definitely a good thing there to see a lot of these different things getting passed, because if there was a whole bunch of problems already, that could push back the launch of the platform, or could push back anything if they had to fix some coding, and then we just never really want to see that, right? Now I will say that the Solidity Finance audit looked pretty similar. They just passed it. They had a lot of good things going. One thing I would like to see is maybe now from this point, now that they've passed some of these smaller ones, they can go maybe get a company like Certic, or they can work with an even bigger auditing company to really get some credibility and really establish some investor confidence from that point forward, which I think would be a very, very big milestone for them. So lastly, what I do want to go over, we'll kind of just take a look at the price. We'll get an idea of what exactly it's doing, and then we can see what we are expecting going forward. So as we can see here, this thing was only launched 3 days ago, and I mean, it is absolutely flying. If we go ahead and we measure this thing, it is now up, let's see, 1,214% in 3 days. I don't have my glasses on, so I had to get real close there. Absolutely insane. Okay, so the fact that we're seeing this growth so much, of course it does say, okay, maybe there could be some pullback coming, but at the end of the day, you can never really gauge. This could just be the first small dip of a really big dip, right? I think as we go forward, NFTs are going to continue to see a lot of popularity. I think with all of that, as they do continue to grow, that companies like this one will do great. All we need to see from them is this, kind of maybe get some vaccine stuff. Maybe we can get an idea of this GMR Vault. We can see all of this in progress and know it's legitimate, because if it is legitimate, we can see that there is a lot of potential here. Just the way in which they're kind of structuring this whole thing is one that I have not really seen that much. There's a few other companies that are doing something relatively similar, but the way that they're doing it, the way they designed it, the different things they have going on with competitions and lotteries, there's a lot of potential here. And I think if they can continue to do this, show us the progress that is being made, that this thing could really just be getting started. So as we did see here, it had its original rise up to the top, all the way up here yesterday, and then we saw it fall, have pretty healthy of a retracement in my opinion. It retraced back down to that 50% retracement level, and then since then it has started to gain some momentum. We are seeing it did find some resistance again right here, but I think that if we are able to, if it does start to fall, or if we do see it start to maybe consolidate, I'm not expecting too big of a drop. Personally, I would honestly be surprised if we saw it fall past the 50% retracement level again, but it'll of course just be something we monitor. It's super duper new, so we can't really make too many judgments off of what it's done in the past, but going forward, with they're usually this new and they do have this much hype, I'm typically surprised to see them fall below that 50% retracement level, as it has shown to be some great support in the past. So with that being said, that is pretty much the overall run through of what GMR is all about, what we can expect from them going forward. Of course, we did see them get listed on CoinMarketCap yesterday, so of course that's a great milestone with them. They are again doing some AMAs. They have one coming up really soon here that I'll go check out. So I hope they do continue to update us, and if they do continue to update us and you all want to see it, definitely let me know in the comment section. You can let me know by smashing that like button and subscribing to the channel if you are new. With that being said, I do post on this channel 2 to 3 times every single day, and I can't wait to see you all next time. Peace.